the ice with it. A conversation with me will change your life. Your wife want the pipe, and when I hit you feel a slight difference. In her box, my cock's bigger, I'm hot nigga. She don't rock with you, she got with you for dough. Your hoes a thought, if you fuck around, I'll take your mom, kiss her, fuck her, then I'm taking your hot sister. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. You cuff that bitch, I'ma fuck that bitch. You in love that chick, will suck that dick. That slut will kick you out your house, man, fuck your couch. I'm Rick James, bitch, I'll take your bitch and fuck her mouth, nigga. You bitchin' cause I'm smashing your hoe, you so passionate though. You would laugh for to go on the trip, now you trippin' because I got her ass, you acting vaginal, bro. I'll give her back, blow her back out, then go. Nigga, act like you know. Sharing is caring, nigga, I dare a nigga to swear that niggas can get to his chick. I put fear in niggas, they scared this nigga will take the girl and make her my bitch. You the type to die for a slut, you lie just to fuck. You like to get drunk and high just to get the courage to say hi, you a punk. You want to get some ass but then you act like a monk. She's stringing you along, it's going on like a month. You spending all this dough, she still ain't touching your junk. She taking off her panties and you smelling the funk. You say you hate it but you ate it even though that it stunk. Nasty ass nigga. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. I'ma keep fucking your lady. My pull-out game's amazing, we ain't having a baby. You bitchin' moaning and crying, complaining, acting crazy because I'm fucking your girl, you punk ass, you pay me. Get cash to smash your whack ass chick. You too stupid to realize I'm teaching your whack ass shit. All up in your feelings, you feeling all attached and it's making you go crazy. And maybe if you had that shit we call game, you know you can't control no hoe. No matter if she's bad or right or just so-so. You trying to control that bitch, that's a no-no. You worried about other niggas, that's so homo. Pause. Niggas wanna be so romantic, but they chick be all up on another man's dick. I be on that man shit, they be acting manic. I don't think these guys know what a man is. Y'all thinking you're out here winning with your money and status, you're thinking you're rich. But how you see yourself as a winner if I could ruin your day by smashing your bitch?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. We about to get it in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to April MC in the building. Shout out to Monogamous Player, Reggie Brock, Frank H, Kid 420, Steve O, Baby Soul, Monger, JD, what's going on? Emmanuel, Pee-wee was good. Joshua, Brandon, what's going on? If you guys have a question, put a Q in the chat. Ace Senior was popping with you. Duke Alex in the building. Who else we got up in here? Certified Tyrone, Jay Kainoza, what's going on? Shout out to Hayes, Ty Jacobs, Mr. Magnetic. Shout out to everybody. Rich Homie the Ghost, what's going on? Shout out to the Anonymous Truth. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Tata and everybody. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking about real quick. And the phone line's open too. So if you guys, want to call in, you guys can call in. But today I'm going to be talking about, how you talk yourself out of the pussy, right? And guys, make sure you get on badboymembership.com right now, because I have a program right now that basically teaches you about how not to talk yourself out the pussy. It's called 7 Things You Must Never Do If You Just Want to Hook Up with Women. Okay? 7 things you must never do if you want to just hook up with women. Right? And a lot of times what happens is that guys end up talking themselves out of the pussy because they don't really know what they're doing when it comes to dealing with women. See, a lot of times guys, they're about to get some, and then they say some shit or do some shit that is going to make the girl not want to fuck them. You understand what I'm saying? And all you really had to do was shut the fuck up. That was it. You just had to shut the fuck up, and then shit would have sort of flowed in the way that you wanted it to go. Right now, a lot of guys don't understand this concept when it comes to, dealing with women. When we talk about talking yourself out the pussy. Now, there are times where you could have got some sex and you actually talked yourself out of getting sex, right? Where, the girl was actually interested in having sex with you, but you did certain things that to where you weren't actually going to get it now because of what you did and what you said. You feel what I mean? So we're going to get to that in a second. Now, I'm gonna talk about a few things because there's things that you're doing that you might not even realize that is making you talk yourself out the pussy, right? So, for example, one of the things that you guys will do is some guys, they think that certain women, right, aren't the type of women who want to have sex quickly, right? So they act in certain ways to those women. They think, okay, well, she's not this thought, or she's not a hoe, she's not this type of woman, so she's not going to want to have sex quickly. So I'm going to act like or pretend that I'm the type of guy who doesn't want to have sex quickly, right? Or you could be the type of guy that is sort of leading with your wallet, bragging about the shit you got, showing off all your fancy things, right? And then what happens is that because you're this guy and you're talking like this and you're talking all this fly shit, you're talking yourself out the pussy. So for example, a woman might have wanted to have sex with a dude, and then he's talking about, you know, the type of job he has, how much money he's making, the type of house he's living in, right? He's talking about the car he drives. She probably sees the car. She sees all these things. You know, he's talking about all of this shit that he got, right? Now, what happened is because you talked about all the shit you got, right? All the fancy things that's going on, right? Because you talked about all that stuff, this girl, she starts to think, oh shit, you know, this guy, he could be boyfriend material or husband material. So now you trying to smash now, but you just talked yourself out the pussy because you were talking about all the shit you got, the money you got, all the things that you got going on, right? Or you are flashing that and trying to, you know, put that in the forefront. So now, because you put that in the forefront, I got to turn on this goddamn air conditioner. I thought I'd do it out of, but I can't. It's too fucking hot in here. But anyway, now because you're doing all this shit and saying all these things, you're talking yourself out of the pussy. Because now she's like, I'm not going to fuck him now because I want him to take me seriously as a girlfriend because he has all this nice shit. He's telling me all this fly stuff, right? A woman also, because you are acting like or pretending like you don't want to just have sex with her now because you're trying to be this gentleman. She could have wanted to have sex with you, but because you're talking all of this nice, sweet stuff, you're talking yourself out the pussy because she's like, oh, so he's not one of these guys that's just trying to fuck. So he's acting like he wants more. He's acting like he wants to get to know me. He's saying all these things like he wants something more than just sex. So therefore, if he wants more than just sex, then I'm not going to fuck him now. And because you're acting like or saying things to display that you want more than just sex, you are talking yourself out the pussy. You understand what I'm saying? So I try to tell you guys, if you're chilling with a girl and you want to fuck and you want to make shit go down, you have to let her know in some form or fashion that you want to fuck and you want to make shit go down. If you're telling her shit like, you know, girl, you know, sex really isn't like the most important thing. You know, the most important thing is to get to know somebody, you know, and see if y'all click and connect. And, you know, girl, I feel like, you know, there's something special between us right now. I feel like that we have like a certain vibe, right? So she was thinking, I want to fuck this guy. But now that you're saying all that shit, she's like, I'm not going to fuck this guy. So you just basically talked yourself out the pussy by saying all of this sweet shit you thought she wanted to hear. That's not exactly what you wanted to you know, do, because you was really trying to fuck with her on some sex shit. But what happened is that you said all these things because you thought that was going to bring you closer to the pussy, and it actually did the opposite. You understand? It led you farther away from the pussy. So it's you pretending like, you know, you don't want no sex and all this other shit and acting like you're above just fucking and hooking up. And then another thing is you're sitting there basically showing off the shit you got, talking about all the things you doing, all the fly stuff you're doing. So now she's seeing, oh, well, he's this type of guy that has all this other shit, so I'm not gonna fuck him now so that he, you know, tosses me to the side after we have sex. You see what I'm saying? So you're talking yourself out the pussy, right? See, another way that guys talk themselves out of the pussy is when dudes try to build rapport with a woman. You understand? You guys have to stop trying to build rapport. I know the pickup artist told y'all to build rapport. I know the pickup artist was saying you gotta go back and forth with a chick and build rapport with her and you know, get to know her and you know, find that connection. No. When you try to build rapport, you end up talking yourself out the pussy. And the reason why is because when you're trying to build rapport, so for those who don't know what building rapport is, that's, you know, a term to say we're going to talk and find commonalities and, you know, see if we have things in common and all this other shit and get each other comfortable and all that other nonsense, right? So what happens is that when you're building rapport, what you end up doing sometimes is you end up saying things, right, that make you look less attractive. So at first she's like, oh, this is an attractive guy. I'm feeling him. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm sexually attracted to him, whatever. Then you're sitting there building rapport, asking her a bunch of questions and telling her a whole bunch of shit about you. And then what happens is you end up saying something that turns her off. You end up saying something that makes her see you, you know, a certain way. Right? Now, this is the thing. You want to be yourself and be, you know, the person that you are, right? And you want to, you know, find chicks who want to fuck with you because of who you are. But what happens is that there is a thing where you give out too much information, right? At a certain time where it shouldn't be talked about in this moment, right? All you need to be doing is flirting and building sexual tension. You do not need to be building rapport. Because what happens is that you end up saying something goofy or saying something ridiculous that's going to make her look at you funny style, right? You also might say something that makes you look insecure, right? Because a lot of times when you're trying to build rapport with a chick, you end up slipping into saying shit that's a very like vulnerable thing to talk about because you feel like you're connecting with this chick. And then you start saying certain things that makes the woman look at you like a goofball. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is, Ice B said, or ICB, he said, what's too much information? You need an example. Okay, so let's say you at a bar or some shit, right? And, you know, you talking to some chick and, you know, you're building rapport and you're asking her a bunch of questions about her life and all that other stuff. And then she asks, then in turn, she's going to ask you some questions about your life, right? And so let's say y'all started talking about, I don't know, work and shit y'all do at work or whatever, right? And then you tell her some shit like, oh yeah, so you know, the last job I was at, you know, I got fired because, you know, my boss told me I wasn't like, you know, working hard enough, and I just got really upset. So I stormed into his office and I was like, man, fuck you. You want some bullshit? And I gave my life and dedication to this company and blah, 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 blah. So you're telling her this story about how you burst into your ex-boss's office and started cursing at him and yelling at him. Now, all she's seeing is, and what she's taking from that is, oh, okay, this nigga's emotional. This nigga don't know how to control his emotions. So I was thinking about fucking him tonight, but what if I say something or do something and then he can't control his emotions? No, I'm good. We ain't doing this. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that's not to say you're going to do something crazy to her, but she may think that based off of the story you're saying, that's going to convey to her the type of guy you might be. Now, if you would have just shut the fuck up and not try to build rapport and talk about all this extra shit, then maybe that wouldn't have happened. You understand what I'm saying? So now you just talked yourself out the pussy because you're talking too goddamn much. See, another thing that guys do to talk themselves out the pussy is they set a date with a woman. Let's say today, right now, you're watching this is Wednesday. Let's say you set up a date for Saturday evening with a chick. And then so what a guy is going to do is he's going to text and call the girl during the week. So he's going to text and call her Thursday and Friday, asking her how her day was, having back and forth conversations, right? He's probably trying to build rapport over the phone. He's texting her or she's texting him back and they're going back and forth and doing all this other shit. So now he's supposed to see her Saturday and then she might end up flaking on him because he's talking too fucking much. And then he's saying shit to make himself look less attractive. You understand? See, what you guys have to understand is this, right? All you need to do when you're talking to these chicks and interacting with these chicks is do enough to get the job done. You understand? Do enough to get the job done. What does that mean? That means if you hit up a chick today, which is Wednesday, and then you set up a date for Saturday, you set the fucking date. You say, hey, what's up? What's good? Let's, we should get together, get a drink. Let's meet up at the Main Street Bar, 8:00 Saturday. She says, cool, sounds good. You say, all right, cool. I'll hit you up Saturday morning to confirm. That's it. Now, Thursday, you don't talk to her. Friday, you don't talk to her. Then you hit her up Saturday morning just to confirm. That is all you need to do. Because if you do anything else, you're most likely going to talk yourself out the pussy. You understand? See, it's not to say that, because there's some guys who got enough game to know how to interact with chicks, right? If they want to do that, I don't see the point of doing it. But if you want to do it, that's one thing. But some guys have enough game to know how to talk to women within the interim, within those situations to make shit happen. But what I say is that you're more likely to talk yourself out the pussy if you're talking. Get it? So stop talking and you'll get more pussy. It's that simple. You understand what I'm saying? It's that simple because you got to understand something. When a woman first meets you, right? When a woman is first interacting with you, I've talked about this a million fucking times. When a woman first interacts with you, that is when she is the least attached to you. You understand? That is when she's the least attached to you, which means that is when it's the easiest for her to fall back. So what happens is that women sometimes I say it like this. Men are looking for the green lights, women are looking for the red flags or the red lights, right? So what happens is that even on an online dating site, right? If you're swiping and you're looking through online dating apps, right? And you're looking at the chicks, what men tend to do is we look for a reason to fuck the girl, right? Women are looking for a reason not to fuck you. I'm gonna say that again. We look for a reason to fuck the chick. Women are looking for a reason not to fuck you. Now, why is that? The reason why that is because on the front end, women have a lot of guys that are coming at them. So what they'll do is that they'll be a little bit more nitpicky. They'll be a little bit more detail oriented as far as why or why not should I fuck with this guy. So what happens is that on an online, dating app, a chick might see your picture and you took a picture in your house and you thinking it's a good picture, but she see that in the background, the counter in your kitchen look dirty. And then she's like, swipe left, I'm good. So she's looking for those details. She's looking for a reason not to fuck with you. Whereas we're looking for a reason to fuck with the chick because We're on the other end of it pursuing. So we're like, okay, she ain't all that, but I'll fuck her. She's fuckable. You understand? So now, when we talk about this in the context of talking yourself out the pussy, what happens is that the woman, she's looking for you to say something that's going to make her say, yup, this is why I shouldn't fuck with this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So the same way we're on an online dating app, a chick may look at your picture and she'll pick something out of that to be like, no, let's swipe left. A woman is listening to your conversation. She's looking at the things you're texting her. And some of those things, you're going to talk yourself out the pussy. You understand? That's what it is. So the thing is that a lot of times guys, they think that, you know, just because you look good, right? Or, you know, a chick initially is sexually attracted to you, that it always equates to sex. So, you know, when you hear a guy say a woman knows within the first 5 minutes whether or not she wants to fuck you, that's true. Doesn't mean she's going to fuck you, though. You see, that's the part they don't tell you. See, a woman knows within the first few minutes, that she wants to have sex with you. But it doesn't mean she's going to have sex with you. Why? Because you can talk yourself out of the pussy. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I tell guys is that just because she wants to do it doesn't mean it's going to happen, because from her wanting it to over here it happening, you did something right here to talk yourself out of it happening. You see what I'm saying? So shit goes down like that. You ever be in a situation, and some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You might be in a situation where you either on a date or you randomly met a chick at a bar, club, whatever. You talking to her, you're flirting, everything is like just great. You see she's laughing, having a good time. She's feeling you. Right? And then all of a sudden, there's this one thing you say that fucks the whole vibe up. And then you notice a complete shift in the energy. Now she's a little bit more standoffish. She's not as, you know, she's not like with it like she was 10 minutes ago. And you can feel the energy shifted. And it's because you said that one thing. Now, what happens is that if you have game, you know how to switch that around and flip that. But most guys don't have enough game to understand how to flip that and switch it around. So, for example, you might be talking to a girl, right? And sometimes it's because of something you say that you don't really notice or realize that was going to be it. But sometimes it's because she asked you a question and then your answer to the question made her feel some type of way. Right? So there's times when you just say something, you don't even realize what you said, and then she feels some type of way about it. So y'all talking, y'all shooting the shit, you're flirting or whatever, and then you might say some shit like, I don't know. Like you might say, hey, you know, I don't think Biden should have been president, man, because if he dies or something, then, you know, Kamala Harris is gonna have to be president or some shit, right? So you say that, you just say that in a conversation. Now, one thing, you shouldn't be talking about politics anyway, but let's say you just said that. You understand what I'm saying? And now, for whatever reason, she feels some type of way about the fact that you said that, because now she might have interpreted that as, oh, so what you trying to say? A woman can't be president? And what you trying to say? You're trying to say that women What you mean? And she might even ask that. So what are you saying? Are you saying that you don't like a woman to be president? And then now, because you ain't got no game, you try to defend yourself. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I don't think Kamala Harris is like the best. Also, what do you mean? So do you think that? And so now you're getting into a goddamn argument. Right? Now, essentially, at this point, you don't talk yourself out the pussy. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't talk yourself out the pussy. Or what happens is, like I said, a chick might ask you a question, right? And then you answer it. And then your answer makes her feel some type of way or makes her see you different and all this other shit. Right? So let's say she might ask you something like, she might say, I don't know. She might say some shit like, what do you think about Black Lives Matter or something? I don't know. You understand? And then you say some shit like, I don't know, I don't really, think about it that much or whatever. She's like, oh, so you don't care about like social issues or anything and blah, 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 blah. Right? And then so now you're on the fence like, but I mean, I'm just saying, now again, you're going back and forth with her with that bullshit. Right? So now you might be saying this, but Lucario, how are we supposed to know if we say some shit that's going to make her feel some type of way and blah, blah, blah? Now, this is where the game comes in, and this is where you guys have to understand where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about when I try to get you guys to understand how important it is to know how to guide, lead, and direct conversations. You understand? So when you're talking to a woman, you have to always be guiding the direction of the conversation. And you have to make sure that the conversation is flirtatious and sexual for 99% of the fucking conversation. You understand? And that has to be guided and led by you. So at the beginning, let's say you approach a girl at the bar or whatever, right? And you start talking to her, you might, the first minute or so is just regular, hey, how you doing? What's going on? What's your name? Nice to meet you. My name is Lucario. Jennifer, nice to meet you. How's it going? How's your night going? Yada, yada, yada. Regular shit for like a minute. That's cool. Right? Then you segue the conversation into flirting and building sexual tension. Right? So you say, Jennifer, look, I'm going to be honest. The last thing you said, I didn't even hear what you were saying. I'm not deaf. It's just, I just been looking at your lips. Your lips look sexy and juicy as hell. Right? So now I'm getting into the flirting. Now, what happens is I need to keep it on flirting and building sexual tension. Now, let's say she asks you something that you feel like is going to throw a curveball into the situation. Right? So let's say she asks you some shit like, oh, so, have you been in a long-term relationship before? Right now, whether you have or haven't, that's not the issue or the situation. You understand what I'm saying? The point is, though, is that you don't want to let the conversation turn into that conversation because you want to keep the conversation on it being flirty and building sexual tension. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that April bugging out. So what happens is that you want to keep the conversation on it being flirty and building sexual tension. Right? So she's asking you, so, have you been in like a long-term relationship before and all that other stuff and blah, 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 right? Right? So you don't answer that specifically. What you want to do is you want to make sure you're bringing the conversation back to flirting and building sexual tension. Right? So she's like, hey, you ever been in a long, how many long-term relationships have you been in? Or have you been in a long-term relationship? Or, are you like dating with intentions, or are you trying to be in a serious relationship at some point? Any variation of that. Let's just say it was that type of thing, right? So you look at her and you say, listen, do you think that you have what it takes to be my girlfriend? She's gonna be like, what? What do you mean? Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, of course I do. I'm a really good one. You think so? Well, listen, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, what I need every day is I need this type of stuff. I need for you to be naked, cooking me eggs every morning. Then I'm gonna come into the kitchen, slap your ass, and right after you cook those eggs, I'm gonna bend you over. You see how I'm like, I'm already moving away from what the fuck she was trying to talk about? You see what I'm saying? I'm controlling the direction of the conversation, keeping it sexual, keeping it in the way where I need to keep it. Now, what happens is that keeps you in a lot of cases from talking yourself out of the pussy. You know why? Because you are literally only talking about fucking. Do you understand what I'm saying? The conversation is focused on that. See, usually what happens is you talk yourself out of the pussy because you're not focused on the sexual conversation you should be having with the woman. You see what I'm saying? The focus should always be on the sexual conversation you're having with the woman. So even if she brings up some shit, she could bring up some politics. Oh, I was watching some news story the other day and they were talking about Joe Biden. And, I really liked when Barack was, the president. Like, what did you think about Barack? And you're looking at her like, girl, listen. I know the only reason you're talking about Barack is because you like black guys. And, I'm the blackest, sexiest, chocolatiest man you have ever seen in your life. Come here, listen. I know you want me so bad, so let's cut the bull. You see, I'm going right back into sex talk. I'm using whatever she's saying and guiding the conversation where I need it to be. Because I'm not going to get into, oh, well, actually, I didn't really like Barack because I didn't like he did this. And she's like, but why didn't you like it that he did that? Well, actually, I thought it would have been better if he did this. And then she's like, but I don't understand. Why would you want, blah. So now I'm talking myself out the pussy. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, guys. You gotta not do that. And guys, I'm gonna get to the calls in a second. So I'm gonna get there in a second. So you gotta understand that a lot of times you'll talk yourself out the pussy because you're not focused on keeping the situation sexual. You talk yourself out the pussy because you're not focused on just setting a date and meeting the chick on the date and then being sexual with her on the date. You understand? You said, what if she feels like you're only going for a one-night stand? It's not going to matter because if she wants a one-night stand, then she's going to be going for it too. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the woman who's actually trying to make shit happen the way you want it to happen. But you have to set the stage. You understand? You have to set the stage and you have to make sure that you're not talking yourself out of the fucking situation. And this is another thing you got to understand. A lot of times what happens is this. You have to know when to fucking move it from conversation to let's get to fucking. So if you were in a situation where you could let a one night, you can have a one night stand or hook up with the girl that night or whatever it is, you meet a girl at a bar, you're talking to her, you're flirting with her, you're building the sexual tension. She's, let's say she's showing that interest, she's flirting back. You can tell she's feeling you. She's giggling, laughing, blushing, doing that thing with her hair where she pulls the hair back. You understand what I'm saying? She's smiling all in your face. And then let's say y'all start kissing, right? You making out with this chick and you're like, yo, listen, let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to my place real quick and continue this because I'm ready to rip your clothes off right here. And, I can't rip your clothes off in front of everybody. So let's get out of here. You see what I'm saying? So now there's no room for me to talk myself out the pussy because the only thing I'm talking about with her is sexual shit, flirting, building sexual tension and moving that into, fucking, right? And a lot of this stuff, you want to do this quickly. So a lot of times what happens is the more you talk, the more likely you will talk yourself out the pussy. So it's better to talk to a woman for, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes at a bar, pull her out the bar, to your spot or to a hotel, wherever the fuck you're trying to fuck, versus talking to this chick for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you end up talking yourself out the pussy because you end up saying some shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to cause the situation to go left. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But let me get some of these calls real quick. And guys, the calling number is 516-387-1224. 516-387-1224 is the number. Let's go to 470. 470 is popping. Who this? 470. 470 going once. 470 going twice. All right. And let me make sure this ain't my shit. Hopefully it's not the block talk. 516.
Yo, what's up, Lucario?
Yo, what's going on, my brother? Did you donate?
Yeah, I did.
Appreciate it. So what's going on?
Well, I was just listening to, what you were saying earlier about, like if they had asked you, like if you had been in a long-term relationship or some variation of the sort.
Uh-huh.
And then you said, basically to switch the subject, not switch the subject, but be like, yo, or do you have what it takes to be my girlfriend? Because if you do, then, I want you to do X, Y, and Z for me.
Right.
So, what I get a lot of like the dating apps or even on a first date is like, yo, what are your intentions? So like, what's one way I could work around that? Like, do you have any examples, what I could do for that?
So let me ask you this. What do you want to do with the chick? You trying to smash? What's your agenda?
My agenda is to keep it casual at first. And then like, if I feel like it later down the line, once I've vetted her for like, 6 months to a year, then maybe I could be in a relationship with her.
So basically, what you're saying is generally your agenda is to like kind of smash first, hook up, do that, and then if she's cool, you'll fuck with her later on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So what you should do is you say you meet these girls off these dating apps, right?
Correct.
Right. So what you should do is, and I talk about this in the program. This is why you guys got to get on that Bad Boy membership, because in the Bad Boy membership, I have a program called How to Take Pictures That'll Get You Laid on Online Dating Sites. And on that program, right, I talk about a thing called having a player profile, or you can call it a fuckboy profile. So in your profile, you should state that you're looking for something casual, but don't necessarily say it that plain. I talk about how to have descriptive language. So for example, on your profile, it should say something like, looking to meet you, get your panties wet, and show you the greatest time you ever had in the bedroom, right? So basically you're saying, look, I'm trying to smash, right? But you say it in a way where it's more colorful, so it's more eye-catching versus just saying, hey, I'm looking for casual or whatever, right? Now, when women go to your profile and they swipe on you and they look at your profile, they're going to see that's what you're saying. So them swiping in most cases, because sometimes the chicks might not look at the profile up front, on the front end, but in a lot of cases, chicks will look at your profile. So now, if they look at your profile and they swipe on you, they're swiping on you knowing this is what it's going to be. This is your intention. You see what I'm saying? So now, the fact that they do that, because a lot of times what happens is this, and this is what will happen sometimes too. Because you say that on your profile, what they will do is that sometimes when they swipe on you, they'll send you a first message addressing that. They'll say, oh, so how wet do you think you're going to get my panties? You see what I'm saying? So now you're already talking on that level. So you got to make sure that you're setting that up. You understand what I'm saying? In the bio, so that when she swipes on you, that's already something that is already said. It's already clear. Do you see what I'm saying?
Got you.
Right, because then what happens is that when you're on let's say you go and you say, hey, let's get a drink, and then after that we'll see what we could do, whatever it is like that. When you're with her, she's not going to really necessarily ask you that, because that's sort of what she's expecting, because based off of how you came in the profile. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing is, I do have that. I'm on the membership, and I did look at that program. I only switched it up for like I didn't really switch it up or whatever. I just didn't do the player profile for Hinge. Just because I know the nature of that app. So that's where I'm getting a lot of that, that shit from. But are you saying I should just do the player profile anyway?
Yeah, do it anyway, and just and for Hinge, just make it PG, more PG if that's the case. But it still should have that theme of, look, I'm trying to do this. You feel what I'm saying? So that what happens is that you attract more of the women who are down to do that because they are making that decision to fuck with you with the premise of that's what you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying?
Got you. All right, I will do. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Appreciate the call, man. I'm a holla. All right. So let's go to 678 and then 713. 678, what's popping? Who this?
Hey, I donated $1.
What's up, bro? What's going on with you? Let's go.
So, I have autism, and I have a hard time talking to women because of my disability. So, should I tell a woman that has autism?
So you saying that you're having a hard time because of your disability?
Yeah, I have autism. So, should I tell a woman that has autism when I'm putting on touch with women?
So, how are you meeting these women? Online or just?
No, I'm saying I go outside. Huh?
So you say you go outside and you talk to the women?
Saying that. Yes, I try.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm sure they know though. They can tell when you're talking to them. So you see what I'm saying?
They can cost me.
You said what?
That can cost me. So do you think I have a chance?
You said do I think you have a chance to do what? To get with the women because you have autism?
Yeah, I do women.
Yeah, there's people with autism that dates. So yeah, of course you can get with someone just because you have autism. That doesn't mean someone's not going to want to date you. There's certain people that might not want to because they're not into you because of that. But then there's also going to be women who are not going to give a fuck and just like you for you. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is, you have to try and do what you need to do. Now, you got to understand, it's going to be a little bit more of a numbers game specifically for you because of that. But either way, you can still find women who are going to want to fuck with you, but you got to actually put out the energy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really need a speech coach, by the way. I need to do my speech. That can help do my speech.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you have a speech coach, work on that. You know what I'm saying? And then that can help you out even more. And then what it is that, see, what you got to understand is this. Most of it is still going to come from your confidence and your actual willingness to go out and do the work. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're willing to do the work, it takes, because like what's good, like you said, if you got a speech coach, work on that because that's going to make it easier for you to communicate. And then if you have the motivation to go out, you're going to do that and you're going to meet certain women. And then that's going to make it to where you're going to be able to meet more women who are going to, it's going to bring you more of a chance to find the women that's going to gravitate to you. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my brother. So yeah, so that's all it is, bro. You just gotta do what you can do, but put the work in. That's just like anything else. You got to put the work in just like everybody else. But again, you might have to put even more work because of your situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Appreciate the call, man. Let's go to 713. 713. What's popping? Who this? I think this is Monogamous Player.
Yes, sir. What's up? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Mr. Carl? You already know I donated.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man.
So what's going on?
Yes, sir, Mr. Carl. Man, I'm going to be honest. This is a great topic because I used to make this mistake, and I know a lot of guys, still to this day make this mistake by talking too much, you know what I'm saying, and not building sexual energy, but instead either building boyfriend energy or platonic energy. You see what I'm saying? And I used to make that mistake when I was young. I used to pull females or whatever, and like sometimes, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a person that just like to have a good conversation, whether it's women or my partners or just a random person. I don't mind having a good conversation, but I used to make the mistake of, because I like to have a good conversation, when I meet a chick, you see what I'm saying? We so drawn into a conversation. Now I'm overly extending myself and I'm overly extending my time. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm on the phone with this chick for hours, or like within 2 weeks, I didn't talk to her too many times. So by the time it's time to have sex, either I already built too much boyfriend energy, which was the which was false energy, or I build up, friend zone energy. You know what I'm saying? Because now the girl don't want to smash or whatever, but I gave her all this time and all this conversation.
Right.
So over time, I learned to do this. I'm like, okay, if I do like to have a conversation, then I let women know that they can only get it from me if they come on a date with me. You see what I'm saying? Right. So now, back in the day when I was, out here doing my thing, just like what you and Miles say, like when I used to set dates or when I used to set coconut oil sessions, like all I would do is communicate with the chick, let them know the time and the place, they confirm, and then I let them know that either the day before or the day of, I'm gonna, reconfirm, right, one more time to finalize, the date or whatever. And then it'd be sometimes where within the week they might text me or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, how's your day going or whatever, da-da-da. Oh, it's going good, da-da-da. I might have a real short conversation, but then I'll tell her like, okay, well, talk to you when I see you on Saturday, exactly, or whatever the case may be. So I'm stopping, all of that. And another thing, Ms. LaCaria, I realize this, women rather have part of your time than to have all of your time that is not earned. Right. You see what I'm saying? Women rather fuck with a guy like that. Like women like guys that are a little bit, like a guy that's honest and straightforward, but at the same time he's mysterious, meaning that she know that she don't have all of him. You see what I'm saying? So in order for her to have all of him, she got to get vetted, which that's alignment, because at that point, if a woman is really into you, then she's excited to become vetted. You see what I'm saying? Because she's in the mission of trying to figure you out, which figuring you out is the vetting process. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's how you want to have chicks or whatnot. But even if chicks is on a sexual level, I'm going to be honest, Mr. Cario, when you're a real guy and you're a real player, or whatever the case may be, and you're a guy that know how to move with women, there are two benefits that a woman is going to get from you. Either she's going to get the benefit of, being willing to endure the vetting process, you know what I'm saying, and coming out on top at the end if she stick around, or if she just want to be along for the ride, because women are willing to fuck with niggas and fuck with multiple women because they know that this is the type of guy that knows how to deal with women. Right. If I deal with multiple women and I deal with you or whatever the case may be as a woman or whatnot, but guess what? I'm giving you good dick. I'm giving you good time. I'm giving you good energy. I'm not adding no stress to your life. I'm making you feel good. I'm putting positive vibes in your life. But at the same time, it's limited. What a woman is going to do, she's going to come back. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So when I was out here and I had 3 or 4 chicks or whatever, I used to set their dates. As I say, one chick had this weekend, one chick had this weekend, one chick had the 3rd weekend of the month. But every time they saw me, they was excited and they had the right type of energy when they was around me. So that's just all about rationing it out. And as I say, sometimes, Mr. LaCario, I realize this. Some women just want to fuck. They don't want to talk. I done had situations where I done picked a woman up and it was 10 words said in the whole interaction. Right. 10 words said. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. All that talking and doing all that type of shit, bro, women ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but guess what? If they do want to do all that, then let's do it on the date. You see what I'm saying? So you got to earn that spot and you got to be patient enough for the date. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say, Mr. LaCario. Like, you got to know how to ration your time and ration your energy out here to these women and make them want to earn more time. You see what I'm saying? Which, versus you just giving them all the time and they feel like they can do whatever they want to do with you. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate the call, monogamous player with the heavy game. All right, so guys, we got like 10 minutes left and I'm gonna head up out of here. But I'm gonna get some of these questions in the chat. And if you want to call in, now is the time, because you're about to wrap it up in a second. So he says, am I ungrateful if I am bored? No, I mean, sometimes you'll be bored, but part of the reason why you're bored is because you're not necessarily taking advantage of this opportunity called life, man. There's a lot of shit you can do to enjoy yourself in the situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, just, figure out some stuff, get some hobbies, do certain, open yourself up to certain things, because then you'll actually realize you got, so much things you want to do and not enough time. You'd be like, fuck, I got a lot of shit I want to get cracking, but there ain't enough time to get it going. He said, can't lying to women, can't lying to women acting like you? I don't even understand what you're talking about. He said, I'm on a Bad Boy Membership. What would you suggest the video to watch that talks a little about talking yourself out of the pussy? This is the one that I did, the last one right here. I'll show you it again. This is the last thing that I just put out the other day, called 7 Things You Must Never Do If You Just Want to Hook Up with Women. understand what I'm saying? So go to badboymembership.com right now. You can get that program right now. So it says, okay, so he says, can lying to certain women, acting like you want a relationship, but really don't lead you to getting pussy? No, this is the thing. You can still get pussy. It's just going to take you longer. Do you understand what I'm saying? I see. First of all, you shouldn't be lying anyway. But this is the thing. Guys think acting like you want a relationship is going to lead you to the pussy quicker. No, it's not. And sometimes it may lead you to no pussy. Because check this out. And this is you talking yourself out of pussy. Let's say a chick wanted to fuck you. She wanted to have sex with you tonight. And you acted like you want a relationship. And then she says to herself, you know what? I was going to fuck him, but he want a relationship, so I'm good. See, now you just talked yourself out the pussy. If you'd have just told her you wanted to fuck, she would have been fucking you. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what dudes don't understand. See, guys come up with this logic because they're dealing with women, or a lot of women who don't really like them like that, so they put them through the runaround. And then so they think, oh, well, the girls are telling me, you know, they need to get to know me to fuck me. They're telling me I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship. They're telling me, you know, I only have sex with guys I'm in love with. So then they think, oh, well, let me pretend to be this guy, and then maybe I'll get sex. But then what happens is that it backfires because, one, if she just really wanted to have sex with you, now she's not. And two, if you're acting like you want to be in a relationship with her, she's going to not have sex with you quickly, because in most cases, when she has sex with guys quickly, she runs the risk of the guy never talking to her again. So she wants you to continue to talk to her, to be with her. She's not going to have sex with you right now. So you're shooting yourself in the foot either way. You see what I'm saying? So it says, Zakar, you said we shouldn't put the pussy on a pedestal, but yet we have to keep the convo about sex/pussy. Why? No, you keep the convo about sex/pussy so you get to the pussy, but you don't put the pussy on a pedestal by trying to do anything to get pussy. That's two different situations. So you don't put pussy on a pedestal by doing any and everything. So for example, the guy who just said, should I lie and pretend I want to be in a relationship to get pussy? That's you putting the pussy on the pedestal, because you're doing something outside of yourself and you're lying and you're trying to be manipulative to get pussy. That's putting the pussy on a pedestal. But you need to talk about sex and be sexual to have a sexual conversation, to get into that sexual vibe so that you can get to the pussy. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got to understand. So let me go to the next one. It says, is it bad when the chick is building the sexual tension because I shut the fuck up and let her talk? She went in. I know I can hit, but I got to know if she's crazy or not before we get down. No, if she's the one that's, you know, like talking sexual too, that's good. But also you should be able to discern whether or not a woman is crazy or not by you continuously interacting with women and seeing how women vibe with you and having that experience of fucking girls, fucking these chicks. Because when you have the experience, you're able to read women better, because you're able to understand certain cues and certain things to look out for. Now, this is the thing that I would say to you guys, and I talk about this all the time. If you're the type of guy who has trouble getting women on a consistent basis, and then out of the blue, this random woman that you try to talk to is just throwing the pussy at you, in most cases, it's a bunch of bullshit. In most cases, she might be trying to set your ass up. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say you're on a dating app, you're trying to get a girl to, like, you know, come meet you, or you're just talking and you don't really know what's going on. And she's like, hey, what's up? What are you doing tonight? And you're like, oh, nothing, I'm chilling. You want to come over and do it? And you're like, oh yeah, let's do that. But you ain't never in your life. You're the type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, watch your back. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're the type of guy that usually happens to, then that makes sense because you're the type of guy that usually happens to. But if you're not the type of guy that usually happens to, and all of a sudden that shit's just out of the blue popping up, then you know you got to look out for that. I might have to do a whole nother show on that, just that particular topic itself. So, what do you think about being flirty through text if she texts you first before the date, asking about your date, or just wait to flirt on a date? No, just wait to flirt on a date, bro. So if she asks you about your day, oh yeah, my day was fine. How's yours? Oh, she's like, yeah, my day is good. Well, good to hear. But listen, I got to run because I got some stuff to do, but I'm looking forward to seeing you Friday. And then you cut the fucking conversation off. President, she is wanting me to tell her more about me. What should I say? So you're saying, so I didn't know the context. So if it's on, let's say if it's on an online app or whatever, or on the phone, you say, listen, I'm not the type to be, talking back and forth on the phone, but looking forward to meeting you in person. And then we can, shoot the shit when we meet in person. You understand what I'm saying? Or if you are in person and you're having the conversation, remember, you direct where the conversation is going to go. Right? So if she's asking you all this extra shit about, oh, so what do you do for a living and blah, 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 blah. Right? Again, I always tell guys, don't lie, but you still can control the dynamic of the conversation. I'm into marketing and stuff, but listen, I'm actually more interested in talking about what you be doing. You understand what I'm saying? And then you can just segue that into, being more flirtatious and all that other stuff. So how can you tell if a chick is trans or not, especially with 1 pound of makeup on, nigga? Nigga, you listen. Most of the time, if you're on a dating app, they're gonna say it. But there are times where these motherfuckers are getting crafty, so you need to just be able to recognize some of the signs. Sometimes what happens is this. Let me tell you. Sometimes in your gut, you're going to feel something. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to say something just quite ain't, right now. And this is what I always say. If you got to think about it, or if you got to question it, then don't fuck with it. Like, for example, there have been times where I've been on these dating apps, right? And I'm swiping, going through these pictures, and I look at a picture and I'm like, yo, is that it? And then the fact that I'm questioning, I'm like, swipe left. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't care, swipe left. You understand? But that's what it is. But guys, listen, I'm about to head up out of here. Make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com right now to join the Bad Boy membership. Also, make sure you guys go to the Masculine Identity membership. Go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity membership. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out.
When it comes to being a man, it's about being that rock. It's about being stable.
So first, you're going to have to find discipline within yourself. Do you have that type of discipline? Do you even have the heart to be ruthless?
Women need leadership. It is in their nature to seek out leadership.
You can't do it 99 because all that's part of a man. You got to do it 100.
Apparently, these women out here having sex with somebody. Apparently, they're getting pregnant with somebody. Shoot, somebody getting some.
You should look at something like hypergamy and allow it to inspire you to always be evolving, getting better, expanding, developing.
There are things you know, the things you don't know. Then there are things you don't know you don't even know.
There can be 10 of us in one room, and there's one question, and there's 10 correct answers, all different.